fucking question is that? Your voice makes me want to sleep. Thank you. Angelica's my baby daddy. I'm everyone's baby daddy. You're like the sexiest history teacher ever, but also the coolest. Why are you complimenting me? I feel that in my eyes. Like right here, I'm feeling like tingles. Because I'm like, that was the best compliment I've ever read in my life. Like, you know something? You're the coolest and sexiest history teacher ever. I'm like, that's emotionally moving right there. I'm extremely scared and way too excited for this live. Haha. Flight or invisible? Invisible. I can't. I'm too scared of the heights. I'd rather be invisible. I mean, being invisible means that you can... I'm not nosy. I deny it. But I can be nosy. So, like, when it comes to things that affect me, that's why I'm like, when it comes to things that affect me, I want to know. And that's not nosy. Nosy means that you're getting into other people's business that don't concern you. When it does concern you, I'm like, I'm interested. So I would rather be invisible and kind of like make my way around and be like, what are people saying about me? Oh, you're not talking about me? I'll come back later. Did you read Dante's Inferno? No, it's on my reading list though. I read like the synopsis of it. And I think I was supposed to read it for one of my classes. But I just kind of procrastinated on it, and I just was there in attendance for its analysis. And it's absolutely fascinating. I'm trying to remember what the teacher said, but I think she said essentially that Dante's Inferno was trying to make the devil out to be like the antagonist, but everyone interpreted it as the devil being the protagonist. And honestly, I am of the mind that, yeah, it's one thing for the artist to imbue their work with their own personal message, but ultimately they also have to accept the fact that however the message is interpreted by the audience is how it falls. And so the fact that everyone interpreted the devil as being the protagonist is beyond his reach. And so ultimately I am a fan of the devil being the protagonist. I'm like, okay, this is cool. You Boricua too? Half Boricua. Let's see. Devil Queen, stop it. You people are flirting. You people are like complimenting me the way I like being complimented. Would you still be able to do ASMR videos if you go backpacking? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Inspiration would hit me pretty damn quickly. I'm very like, I make do with whatever I have. So I definitely could. Currently 2 drinks in and a joint in, so life seems nice. Bro, that seems nice. We want to see them feet. There you go. Hi, Queen. I love you. Girl is at Malibu. Which is your favorite Ninja Turtle? Donatello. No questions about it. The one with the purple mask, because he was the quiet one. He was the intelligent one. And I've always had a thing for, like, the quiet, intelligent ones. So it's like, I've always known my favorite. Like, George Harrison was my favorite Beatle. Brian May was my favorite member of Queen. Keith Richards is my favorite Rolling Stone. Donatello's my favorite Ninja Turtle. Mike Nesmith is my favorite monkey. Mike Nesmith, I had a huge crush on him too. Not as big as my crush on George Harrison, but Mike Nesmith fucking gave him competition sometimes. Like, they were always my favorites because they were just like these tall, quiet, like, to themselves people. So that's why Donatello was my favorite, because he was very like quiet and like in the corner, just kind of like minding his own business. But then when he had something to say, he would say it. And I was like, I'm fucking with Donatello real quick. Granted, I'm more like Michelangelo and Leonardo. But I fuck with Donatello. ¿Qué videojuego te gusta más? Animal Crossing and Sims 4 currently. Just because it was on sale. It was at an No, was it? It was like 85%, I think. It was 85% discount, and I think it still is. So if anyone wants to buy The Sims, like, this is not sponsored at all. This is just me. Like, if anyone wants to buy The Sims, it's currently at an 88% discount. It's $5 for The Sims 4. The Sims 4 is usually $40, and it's $5 right now. Are you shitting me right now? Like, I bought that shit quick as fuck. I was like, I am not losing out on this deal. At the time that I bought it, though, it was $6.99, so I got it for $7. But now it's $5. Buy it if you want. Where did you get that cute tapestry? It's so cute. Amazon, because it was $10, so it's a good deal. Are you rich? Bitch, do I look rich? No. I'm rich in trauma. You are my hero. Angelica's a genius in so many levels. Thank you. If there was no food left in the world, would you turn to cannibalism? No. No. I'd rather kill myself. Like, I'm vegetarian, and even then I've struggled with vegetarianism just because I'm like, but, like, if I'm hungry enough, I'll eat. Actually, that answers the question. But, no, I'd kill myself. Let's see. Saying that, I retract my statement. How many subscribers do you actually have on your YouTube channel? It doesn't show it. I have a total of 12 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Cheers. What's your favorite alcoholic drink? I like beer. My favorite type of beer is Blue Moon. I'm basic. I also like wine. I like Sutter wine, or Sutter House, I think it's called. And I like rum. This is my favorite type of rum. Malibu. LMAO, drinking Malibu straight out of the bottle. Flexing at 100, thank you. Ever have a fresh grape? I don't think. I mean, like, are you a vampire? Yeah. I'm triple digits. That would be depressing. I'm not trying to live forever. Damn, how far back am I in the comments? I made that joke like 100 hours ago. Are we just getting drunk as fuck in isolation? Because I am too. We're all getting drunk as fuck. What's your zodiac? Okay. I'm gonna answer that one later, but I want you guys to guess my zodiac. I'm narcissistic that way. I'm like, what do you guys think my zodiac is, if you had to make a guess? And then I'll answer, because I have my natal chart, and I'm very about astrology. It ruins my credibility, but I have been getting super into astrology. I liked it before, but now I'm like legit like, this has reason. So, what do you guys think my astrology chart is? Of course, BDSM dungeon roleplay. You make me laugh so much. I love you. Thank you. Do you think it's ethical to eat octopuses, especially how smart they are? I don't think it's ethical to eat any animal, to be honest. Granted, I'm a hypocrite on that point, because there's times where I kind of fail on my own moral principle and I sometimes eat meat. But if you're asking me the question, I think that no animal should be eaten, because it's like, they're creatures with thoughts and feelings and families and their own lives, and we're slaughtering them and consuming them like barbarians, and it's disgusting. Like, we're eating the flesh of a dead animal, and it's just because we like the taste of it momentarily on our taste buds. I mean, like, yeah, people eat live octopuses for videos, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But the octopus is like that one girl where it's like it's suction cupped onto her face and like almost tore her face off. I'm like, bitch, you fucked with nature. What did you expect? That it wasn't gonna fuck with you back? Like, you tried eating something alive, you dumbass. Like, that's even more torturous. But yeah, I don't think that it's right to eat any animal ethically. Granted, it's like, if someone does, I'm not gonna like be like, oh, you're eating meat. But like, I don't know, it hurts my heart. Like, I can't really eat meat. Anytime I do, I get really nauseous and sad every time. Every time I eat it, I get really nauseous and sad. And the guys that I've dated have always like ragged on me for it. They're like, just get over it. And I'm like, I just can't get over it. But yeah, that's my answer. Damn it, you guys comment so fast. Let's see, do you think it, okay, there we are. Why is Angelica drunk the same as Angelica sober? Because I'm always crazy. Are you Wiccan? Because I get major Wicca vibes from you. I'm not Wiccan, just because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Wicca is the religion and witchcraft is just the practice of it. It's just like a more individual thing. I would say I'm more into like, if you've read We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson, I'm a lot like, what's her face? Mary Cat Blackwood, I think was her name. The younger sister, the protagonist of the novel, where she's very empathetic. She's a huge empath, so she does a lot of practices just because it makes her feel better. So I do a lot of things that kind of go out of the norm just because I feel like it's better. Like, I'll just tap on something just because it makes me feel better. Or I'll just do something just because it makes me feel better. And the fact that it makes me feel better makes me kind of go, that in itself is validated. So, yeah, I do that. And I'm very into, like, astrology and the stars and the cosmos and fate and all of that. So to that extent, I'm into witchcraft, where it's like practices and looking at astrology. But beyond that, I'm not really into crystals right now. There's a couple of friends of mine that are, and I'm open-minded into getting into them, but what kind of keeps me away from them is the prices. And I'm like, I don't want to buy something. I'll just placebo it. I'll just get like a rock or something and be like, it's good. But if they convince me that there's special properties to them, then I'll be receptive to it. But let's see. But as for being part of any religion or any sort of like more ritualistic thing for a deity, I can't. I don't like the idea of worshipping a deity. Like, I am a deity. But let's see. Okay. And the book, thoughts on innie versus outie, belly buttons. Whether you have an innie belly button or an outie belly button, all of it's gorgeous. No matter what your body is, there's always going to be someone who looks at your soul and thinks that that's beautiful. And if they think that your soul is beautiful, whatever is carrying your soul is the most beautiful thing on the planet. Like, it doesn't really matter. Anything physical doesn't really matter if someone falls in love with your soul, which they should. What's your nationality? Half Puerto Rican, half Colombian. Let's see. Please come back to Rome. You make it home. Yeah. Let's see. How was it like meeting GB ASMR for the first time, and how did it go? GB is a raging bitch. I'm just kidding. She's hilarious. She's so hospitable and warm and funny. She's just, I mean, like, when we first hung out, she was just so, like, hilarious, and we sat down and we had a pretty big meal that day, and I tend to be someone who's very frugal, and she was like, no, order whatever you want, and I'm like, I got what I wanted, like, I'm not that big of an eater, and she paid for it all just because she's just that type of person where she's like, no, don't worry, I got you. And then when we went to her house, she was like, do you want anything? Do you need anything to drink? She's just a very warm, hospitable person where it's like when you get into her presence, she's very welcoming. She makes you feel like you're welcomed in her presence. She's very open, and she's very like, don't worry, like, you know, we're friends now, like, I'll, you know. And it's something that I highly respect, because I do my best to have that sort of like warmth to me too, where I tend to be very open and hospitable, and I pride myself on my hospitality. So seeing that in her made me really just respect and like her a lot. And she's just very, very interesting as well. Like, she has a very interesting set of interests that I don't really share her interests, because she's very into anime, as everyone knows. But the fact that she has a very unique set of interests makes me like her, because it's like you have something interesting to talk about. It's not like someone who's like, oh, I don't really have anything to talk about. I'm like, I'll roll with that, but like, there's only so far that we can go. But with her, she was like, no, I have a lot of interests. And I'm like, that's cool, man. Let's see. Damn. Let's see. You help my anxiety so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. It's so sweet. Why do Puerto Rican women have such good hair? It's because we have a lot of secrets. How do these have any correlation, to be honest? We're always mystery. Do it again and see what happens. Bro, your light bulb's second to the top on the left is burnt out. Stop pointing things out. I won't stop focusing on it. I just wanted to say that your content on YouTube is really good and fun to watch. Good luck on YouTube. Thank you. I just joined. What's happening? Do you think we should move our supply chains back here and away from China? Bro, you're gonna be asking me these huge economic, political, no, it's, what's the word? It's not socioeconomic. It's something else. Questions, like, and honestly, I don't know too much about the trade, but I would bet my ass that we're relying on a lot of sweatshops in China, and that's how we are managing to have negotiations with China. So I'm like, yeah, move it back to the US, because that way we can have a better monitor on the workforce going on in the US. So it's like, that's my judgment of it. I haven't looked into it too much, but that is my guess, and that's my judgment. But let's see. How have to say you are really good and awesome. Thank you. A young Hitler applies to art school. Do you let him in? Hell yeah. Like, if I was the director at an art school that Hitler wanted to apply to back in the day, I'm like, let him in. Let him become an art student. We don't want him testing any other career out. Let him be an artist. Fuck it. Like, he can't draw for... Like, look at the door. Like, the painting that he submitted for his art application to the art school he wanted to apply to was so fucking poor. Like, I mean, like, it looks good, but when you start looking at the absurdities in it, like the fact that there were stairs overlapping with a door, I'm like, what? Did you really think you were gonna get in with this? So I'm like, let him in. Let's see, though.